bit of trivia.
I mean, it's fun, but Kahoot needs to have a look at itself, doesn't it?
No, mate, we're going to be going to Mars by 2027.
Well, I'm not. But
Well, we can, apparently.
mate, you and I, you refuse to go to Perth. So why?
I mean, there's a lot of companies, corporate companies now that are just offloading. AI is taking everyone's job. So I guess it's probably a little bit like the Hunger Games in there,
I
right?
was just thinking that.
You wouldn't start throwing people under the bus, just going, Kevin over here. Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah. You're right, Kev. Surprised you made it to the staff meeting, mate. Can we be real, Simon? Look
How
at
are
you,
we?
snug as a bug in a rug.
Mate, guess where I got this? This is not SponCon.
Is it North Face?
Keep guessing until you get it right.
Is it Aldi?
No, mate.
Oh, because they
No.
just had their winter warmers, special buys.
I've never actually stood in this store before, but I walked past yesterday.
It's not Kmart.
It's not Kmart. And I've got a Kmart, mate. What are you?
I don't know
love
if you've gone to
Kmart.
Kmart
I've
for a
gone to
very long time.
Kmart.
Sports girl.
It's getting closer.
Okay.
We're getting closer. And I feel like maybe you'd be the kind of girl that would go into this store sometimes.
I don't know. You definitely look like a mum at pickup in Melbourne.
Right.
Yeah.
You're getting closer.
What store is it? It's not Maya. You've been to Maya before.
It's not Maya.
Where is it?
It's Lululemon, mate. Lulu.
Really?
Fucking lemon. Now, I didn't realise that. I thought when everyone would talk about Lululemon, it was a lady store like Katie's or Susan's. Right?
Yeah, Susan's, yeah. Same.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Lululemon for
Jackie
men.
E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at me.
Well, I just can't help but
Feeling
be
great about
upset
myself.
with you because I just told you that now you can find the factories in China that make all this gear and get it for bloody a fraction, just without their label in it.
$450.
Oh, you
but-
joking?
No, okay. Sonia, who's here, right? I never shop for
You
clothes.
did not
As
pay
you know,
$450 for that.
$450 for the
When
jacket.
the Aldi bloody
I know. Yeah, but here's
winter
the thing.
warmers special buys was on during the week.
I never buy clothes.
No.
So sometimes I'll treat myself. I remember on one night in Melbourne when we were working together, Sonia said to me, go get a
Christ.
fucking jacket. We walked into this joint, right?
Yes.
I had no idea what the brand was. It was Subi, which is apparently like some kind of
Yes.
expensive joint place,
Flash,
right?
yes.
I just bought this denim jacket off the rack. This is back in the days, mate.
Again, you could have got that at Kmart, but go on.
I think I spent like $600 on a bloody denim jacket. But here's the thing. I only do that shit like once every 3 or 4 years. And you watch, I'll be wearing this thing for years now.
Yeah, but you live in Sydney. It's not like you're at the bloody snow. I don't know why. Look at me. Why are you
This is
sitting
what
in
my
it
wife
now?
said. This is what my wife said.
She said what? Well, she's Russian.
She's Russian. She said, when are you ever going to wear that? And it's a little bit cold at the moment, right?
What is it? It's like 22 degrees or something. We're in Sydney.
Okay. All right. Look, this is probably a bad idea.
It's not a great
No.
idea. It's not one of your best.
I'll take it off.
Yeah.
But would you like to see something else?
It depends. How much did you pay for it? Because I'll be furious. I'll
Well-
be fuming
Okay.
if you've overpaid for something again. I mean, what's that? Oh, I know what these are.
This is the bloody... What is it?
Oh, these are Can We Be Real hoodies. But I need not a brown. I need a black
mean,
one. I'm not
brown
wearing... No, I'm not
Who doesn't want a brown town? You don't
I
want a brown
don't.
town?
Nah.
What colour do you want?
Black. Melbourne black.
You can have black.
Unfortunately, I can't wear that
What do you mean you can't wear it?
because I really don't like the colour. I'm not wearing a brown one. It looks great on you, obviously, but
Can I tell you?
Yeah.
The thing is, there are other colours, but because of the
know.
orders,
I
there's
know.
other shit that's coming, but it's not in time for this episode.
And I can see people on Facebook saying, "Where's my hoodie? Where's my stuff?" Like people are
It's
banging. They're frothing.
They're frothing. So, if you're wondering what we're talking about, go on YouTube and watch. I mean, this is the vibe.
This is the vibe.
What do you think of the vibe?
You know, I mean, I love the vibe
don't
apart
feel
from
like you
the
love the vibe.
brownness of it. I just don't like. I can't wear brown. I just can't.
It's Brown Town.
No, I'm not. I'm not Browntown. I'm not that guy. But
Well,
I love the logo and everything. But no, not even for a minute
Well, mate,
can I be that guy. And also,
what do you think of the since 2023?
that's brilliant.
Because that's when we started.
Also, it's quite warm today in Sydney, so I really don't want to put that on, mate. I'm really warm. But I love the vibe. Since 2023 is cute. I love the beanies.
And you don't have to pay $450 from Lululemon to get this on, mate.
You do not.
Eh?
I would flatly refuse.
And this is more practical.
Yeah,
This is
definitely.
houseware. You'd wear this around the house.
No, we'd wear it out and about in
Would you wear
Melbourne.
this out and about?
Yeah. Well, look at me. I've got my new tracky dacks on. These are not our merch. There's still a sticker on my socks because I went to Kmart yesterday.
Just
So-
take the stickers
Oh, I
off.
didn't even know it was there. But so yeah, I feel like a teddy bear today, and you look like a teddy bear. Like, you know when you wear brand new
Can you smell the
trackies?
newness of it?
Yeah, I can.
Sniff
it
'em.
smells good. Sniff 'em.
Honestly. And what about that? Okay, now this is the other thing.
It
This
smells
is,
like Kmart.
my wife grabbed it straight away. The first thing she started doing with it was feeling it. Now
It's lined. This is what you can't see online. I want to show you.
Well, we're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. You can watch us there.
Yeah, but what I mean is when you're shopping online, you can't. You know, they don't show you this stuff. It's fluffy.
Oh,
It's
you know we
fluffy
can just we can start to do that when it comes to Australia.
What?
TikTok shop.
Shut
So
up.
TikTok shop. Have you seen these ladies that are on TikTok? I think they're over in China, right?
Yep.
And they'll create a product, right? Like maybe like this. And then they are just like showing it on TikTok and then like swiping through different products and all this kind of
Like
thing.
the home shopping channel, but on TikTok.
On TikTok, and because you can watch it and they can show all of the different bits and pieces, you can literally click on the item, go and buy it straight away like that.
What
it's
a
coming to Australia eventually.
Time to be alive.
We've got AI, we've got TikTok shop, we have got Elon Musk leaving the White House,
Oh
we
my
have got bloody.
Christ.
What else have we got going on?
Elon Musk's taken so much K, he's ruined his bladder or something to that effect. I mean, what a time to be alive.
You ready to go to Mars?
No, I'm not really that interested in Mars, to be honest. You know how hard it is to get me out of Altona. So I'm not really that keen on Mars. I mean, Donna's a block away.
Yeah.
The shops are a block in the other direction. Beach.
I sent
Mars
I
got?
sent you a video about SpaceX. Did you end up watching that?
No.
I didn't think you would.
No, I did
Yeah,
not.
I gave it a crack. I thought I'll flick this over to Laurie and see if she'll watch it.
Talk me through it.
Mate, we're going to be going to Mars by 2027.
Well, I'm not. But,
Well, we can. Apparently, 2027 is like 2 years.
mate, you and I, you refuse to go to Perth. So why are you trying to bullshit us that you're going to Mars?
Mate, live show on Mars.
You won't do a live show
Wait till the
in
Facebook.
Perth.
Wait till the people on Mars start going nuts in the closed Facebook group about the fact that we're not going to.
I'm just
Mars.
angling for our live show in Bali so we can have
Oh,
a
no, that's a great
tax
idea. Yeah.
deductible trip to Bali.
Totally at Omnia.
Yeah, I don't need to go to bloody Mars. Who could be bothered? I thought Neil was going to Mars first and building
Yeah, no.
Mars.
So this is the thing. This is happening. This is what he explains that basically your Neils, your first round of Neils, not the smartest round, but the best round that they've got at the moment. They're going to be going to Mars next year.
You don't
I
want
think.
to send smart Neils to Mars. I'll be bored shitless.
Well, they've got to
send
suss it out. They've got to go up there and suss it out and get the. You
You want
can
to
they
send
walk?
Neils that are real dumb, got a short memory like a goldfish,
Hmm.
and every morning they wake up and go, yes, I'm
I'm on
Mars.
Mars. Yeah. And then the next year they send the next round, which is smarter.
Okay.
Right. And then apparently the round after that, humans. So, I mean, that's not far away. Let's get excited.
No, I can think of a few people I'd be very happy to see go to Mars.
Let's name them.
No, I mean, I'd never stop if I started naming them, but I'm not one of them.
Okay.
No, I'm very happy where I am, thanks.
Altona, huh?
Yep.
Nothing beats Altona by the sounds of things.
Nothing. I'm in the sizzle today. Sydney's nice.
The weather's here. Is it better than Melbourne at the moment?
Well,
What's
better
it-
or worse. I mean, it's not. Yeah, it's a bit warmer, which is good. You know, I hate being cold. The weather is shit house in Melbourne at the moment, cold. But look, the sizzle's nice. And today, when I was driving across the bridge to come here to see you, I thought, oh, this is pretty fun. I get to drive across the Sydney Harbour Bridge 2 times today, and no matter where our listeners are, they can picture that.
Totally.
That's pretty cool,
That's very cool.
isn't it? Like most of our listeners
And-
probably can't picture Altona.
No, people in London listening to this podcast or New York City or bloody Toronto or wherever you are,
Yeah.
Taiwan
You
maybe.
can picture it. You know what it looks
Yeah.
like in the Opera House on the side there.
But you still won't walk across the thing.
Why would you?
Why don't we do it tonight?
No, we're not going to. And why would we ever? What would be the point? I can see it from a cab. If it makes you happier, there was quite a bit of traffic today. So I had a lot of time to really take it all in,
How beautiful is it?
every pylon.
Actually, what you'll get when you go back tonight, though, when you go across, is you'll see how lovely the lanterns are on there. Have you noticed those before? How beautiful those
have,
little lanterns.
actually.
Do you like the details of these
I do,
things?
because they're like, I don't know, 1920s
yeah.
or something. I do. I read, this will shock you, read quite a bit of historical crime. And I love that. I love reading about old Sydney crimes. And so it's got that imagery.
Well, what does the lantern have to do with the crime?
Oh, it's because she got that imagery of the old street lights and the cobblestone streets and the that bit, the rocks and all that.
I know where to take you then. There is a museum in
Yeah.
Sydney where they go through all of the days when Sydney was all cobblestone and
love that.
horses and all that kind of thing, and you can see some of the arrests that they had to make. We should do that tour. We should do that tour.
Let's see. Not today. Not this time. But maybe, I am bringing my kids. soon to Sydney for a couple of days.
Dali and I could do a day.
Maybe Uncle Bags can live his dream
She's
and
gonna
take
love
the
me.
kids. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they're too polite to say no. That's what's great about that. So if you just rocked up to the hotel and went, kids,
Well,
great news.
I can do that because that's in July, right? So I make sure they bring a backpack. They'll need water. They'll need hats. Can we be real hats? Actually, we'll get them some of those.
They're not going to walk very far. I can tell you that much. You're going to need an Uber. But you can take them to a museum. They'll wander around.
What's Mum doing? Hang on. What's Mum doing while I'm doing all of this work?
Just being alone. Not feeding them. You can feed them while you're out.
Yeah, no worries. Macca's, KFC.
Yeah, anything.
We'll do it all.
As if
KFC, Macca's, Pizza Hut.
As if I care what you feed them. I don't
Okay.
care what you feed them. Just bring them back fed.
Yeah.
And they're so
I reckon
polite.
I reckon they're going to burst in the door after that day and they're going to go, Mum, we had the best day with Uncle Bags today. And you'll go, what did you do? And he'll go, well, we went to Luna Park.
Okay. They haven't burst through a door in a few years. So you never know. You never know.
What if they said, oh, we found our new dad?
Oh, I'd say, do you want to live with him? That is actually a great idea, guys. Yes, Bags should be your dad and your sole carer. That's what I would say to that.
Do you think the courts would let that get through? The family court of Australia? Would they?
No, we don't have to bother them with it. We could just come to some financial arrangement, I'm sure. They're very busy. They're very busy down there. They'd be very happy. Yeah. No, but that would be good. Tommy Little took them out one day, and one of them got a tummy ache, and he completely freaked because he fed them a lot of sugar, and then took them to a park and spun them around on something, and they were quite little, and he was like freaked out. All of this happened, by the way, in the space of me having a massage. So like an hour and a half, all of this happened. And he was not joking. He was really freaked out that Louis was going to vomit or something. Why?
Yeah.
I said they
Because they're not your kids, so you're like, well, what do I do here? What
kids
happens
get sore
now?
tummies all the time.
Really?
It's fine. Just tell him. I said, Tommy, he probably needs a poo. Did you tell him that? He goes, no, I didn't. I said, just tell him you need a poo. Drink some water. Work up a poo, and then we can all relax.
See, these are things, and Tommy's a single guy still now. These are things that I'm guessing single guys never think about telling a kid to go do a shit.
He might do now. He's got nieces, but they're quite a bit younger than my kids. So he's probably by now well and truly happy
Going
to tell
back on
someone
out.
to just have a poo. Just go and have a poo, will you? Speaking of which, I can't not mention this. You know, the Mushroom Lady trial is nearly finished. But again, I've said this to you before, but again, the other day, they had almost a full day of questions to this lady about, literally the questions were, did you think you'd poo your pants? That was a question that was asked in the Supreme Court of Victoria.
And is the judge with the hair on saying that, or who's asking that question?
I think he's not wearing the hair, but the prosecution, she's just going, okay, so you...
And these persons studied at university.
Oh, mate,
right?
this is
really smart person.
This is a doctor. This lady's a doctor.
And how do they word
she's
it?
not she's not going to have a look at your rash. She's a different kind of doctor.
Do they say like the scientific word, or do they say poo?
Poo, because
They
she's
say poo.
quoting. She goes, did you say you were too scared to drive because you thought you might poo your pants? And she had to say this like 20 times. It was insane. And I was like, I got to meet this lady and just ask her, has that ever happened to you before? Like, you've been practicing law for probably 40 years. Have you ever had to stand up in court and ask someone about pooing their pants and use those words?
Well, I guess that's the thing. We all have that image of what court would be like, and it would be so official. But I guess when it comes to dealing with people and what they've said in
People
the
are
past,
messy,
people say,
man.
no, well, think about what we say. If you went through our back catalogue of content
You're so
here,
right.
you would realise that if this ever came up in a bloody court case, we'd be
Did you
both
say
we did say that, actually.
You could murder a Hawaiian
Like, this is
with a butt plug
yes.
up your ass.
Yeah.
Did you, in fact, say that,
That's the thing.
Ms. Laurie?
Yeah.
And I'd have to say
That would have to be, you did say that. That's the truth.
I did.
You did say that.
I actually did say that. Did I murder a Hawaiian? No, ma'am. I've never murdered a Hawaiian person. I've murdered many Hawaiian pizzas, but that's what I meant. You know, it could all boil down to that.
Totally. And is there now a T-shirt that you can buy wearing that?
I believe
that
there
exact
is.
quote, and there it is. Yeah.
Which I maintain is dangerous because it simply says I could murder a Hawaiian. Now, some people could think you mean a Hawaiian person.
Oh, that's a bit racist, really,
It's
isn't
not-
it?
It's just risky.
Well, don't go to Hawaii.
But who's
don't
Hawaii?
wear it in Hawaii.
I don't know that it's racist because when I think of people who live in Hawaii, I think Jack Johnson, Woody Harrelson, I think of all those
Mark
blokes.
Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Could you murder Mark Zuckerberg?
Don't want to murder any of those blokes, and I want to make that very clear right now. They are not the Hawaiians the shirt refers to.
And they're not Hawaiian.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I guess if you live there.
Yeah, there's native Hawaiian people understand that, but I don't
You are
want to...
talking specifically about the pizza.
Yes.
People can listen to Can Be Real in Hawaii, so please keep doing that.
Oh, they get it. Yeah.
They
I wonder,
do
you get pineapple on pizza in Hawaii? Because I know it wasn't invented there.
It's invented here.
Was it invented here?
It's an Australian thing, isn't it? I feel like it's a very
I've got a funny
Australian thing.
feeling I heard this bit of trivia, and it wasn't from your terrible trivia game on Tuesday nights.
What's wrong with the trivia?
I mean, it's fun, but Kahoot needs to have a look at itself, doesn't it?
No, blame it on me. It's fine. What did I do
No,
wrong?
I'm blaming Kahoot because you don't make up the questions. It does, and they're ridiculous. It asked the same question twice the other night. Did you notice
Did
that?
it really?
Yeah. Like it asked it in a different way.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all part of the quiz.
Oh,
That's all part of the feature, mate.
but I'm sure I heard in a quiz somewhere recently or something that the Hawaiian pizza was actually invented in like Denmark or somewhere weird.
Okay.
Anyway, do let us know. Drop us a line on the Facebook.
Hang on,
It says it was a Greek guy from Canada.
Greek guy in Canada.
So nowhere
thank
near where you
you.
just said.
No, but now you reminded me where I saw it. I saw it on Top Chef, which is in Canada this season.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
That's where I learnt it, so not Hawaii. Anyway, bit of trivia. My dad used to say that all the time when he told you something. He'd go,
Bit of trivia.
bit of trivia.
Here's
Actually,
what about here's a tidbit?
bit of trivia. No, it was just bit of trivia, and he
Right.
did do that with his hand. Actually, bit of trivia. Yeah.
Would he have liked my trivia?
Oh. No, I don't think he'd had a lot of patience for
What do you mean?
20 questions about Frasier. I don't think my dad would have
by
had
the
a
way,
lot. I
okay, that was
kicked
a few.
ass at that.
You kicked ass.
I
What are
did.
you even critiquing that? I was watching this. It's a few weeks ago now.
Yeah.
I was watching because I get the scoreboard and I'm watching what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, bloody hell, this is Laurie's time to shine.
Laurie's
Questions about Frasier, the TV show from the 90s.
That was a good one for me. And also a few weeks before that, Met Gala fashion. That
You
was
smashed it.
That was a big category for me.
And as the trivia host, a lot of the
Yes.
time I'm asking the question with no idea what the answer could be. And sometimes I won't even read it out correctly.
I was going to say, oftentimes you have no idea what the question is and you're reading it.
It moves fast to
So,
everyone playing,
yeah.
including the host.
Actually-
Larry MJ and I get it, all right? We both
reminds me-
understand the game.
It reminds me of Louis,
Of being a
my
host.
son telling me the other day he's studying, right? And he goes, he comes in, he's like, hair flip, in my bedroom. Oh, I'm just studying. I was like, oh, cool. What are you studying? He goes, the Treaty of Versailles. And I
The
was
what?
like, yeah, exactly. I said, okay, it's the Treaty of Versailles. And I said, it's a little bit troubling to me that it sounds to me like you've never actually heard anyone say that. And you're supposed
He's
to have been,
fucking 15.
no, you're supposed to have been in a classroom learning about it for 6 months.
Oh, mate.
And he doesn't know how to pronounce it.
But
I'm
you
like,
can't, but yeah, that's okay.
oh, is it?
But you can't say it like that. You got to say it's all good, mate.
No, I
You got to
just,
do it like I'm 40, and
I
you still got to
just-
do it like you do with me, nice and gentle.
I
right?
know, well,
And
we're
you
in a
say- and
hurry.
You say to me, mate, I
You
know
had an
that
exam.
everybody's on this thing watching you right now. It's really embarrassing for you, but
Yeah.
you kind of fucked it up. a bit.
sometimes I do chip into the quiz and tell you how to pronounce things. But with Louis, this is important. So I just gave him a tight 10 on the Treaty of Versailles. I just said, take a
Which,
seat.
by the way, I've got no idea what you're talking about here. So what is that?
Okay, take a seat. It's the end of World War One. Is basically, so obviously that's the lesson. The lesson is, okay, how did World War
This
One
is going to
end?
go on for a while, isn't it?
No, all you need, this is what I told Louis. Believe me, I had to keep it brief with
Yeah.
Lou. I'm like, okay, 1, it's Versailles. 2, Versailles is a place in France. 3, that's where everybody came together and had a meeting. They just had a meeting and they just did the deal on how to end World War
Was there a
One.
muffin cut in half?
There'd be that many bloody muffins cut in half. There were probably croissants cut in half because everyone's bloody got
French.
an
Well,
agenda.
they're French.
Oh, well, they're Frenchies, Germans. There's a sausage cut in half for them. Americans, everyone's there, right?
So it's a meeting,
Yeah,
right?
British people are there.
In a
There's
joint
baked beans
called?
cut in half for them.
Yeah.
Everyone's there. And then they hashed it out. Okay, let's end this war, but all right, I'll end it if you give me this bit. Oh, righto. I'll end it if you give me this bit. Germany, you can take a seat. You're getting fuck all. And that's what led to World War II. And join me for my next TED Talk about that. But this is what I had to quickly give Louis.
That's okay. Understand?
Is it?
Yeah, actually, I'm just going to use one of your bloody
He's
bold
at
as
school
he is.
5 days a week, mate.
Yeah, but that's a perfectly understandable for he's
It's
15.
not.
He doesn't have to know everything. I'm
Surely-
sure there's shit he knows that you don't know.
Oh, I know there is.
Oh,
but
well,
surely
bloody-
his teacher is saying the word Versailles
Well, yeah.
every
hang on.
single day.
Yeah, so well then it's the teacher's fault.
Old mate comes in and says to me, oh, I'm studying the Treaty of Versailles. Are ya? Do you mean Lee sales? Like, what are you studying? No, Versailles. Oh, God, mate, we're in trouble.
Mate, he doesn't have to know everything.
He doesn't, mate.
He can know as
but-
much as he can. He can niche it up and get really good at one thing.
I know.
But you're lucky. You've got this massive mind that can absorb
I
everything.
haven't. I've just got a
you,
good
you
memory.
do.
I've got
You've
a good memory.
And maybe he doesn't, and that's okay.
Maybe this morning. He just doesn't. All right, I won't bore you with the calculator story. I had to pay fucking $600 for this calculator. He says this morning, I don't know where the charger is. Oh, I can't charge it. He's got a maths exam. I'm like, why are you coming to me now at the last minute before? And I say to his sister, get the charger. She goes, I haven't got one. I've lost it too. But mine's still charged. I go, from the start of the year. She goes, yeah, I don't use it much. I mean, this is what I have to live through before I can come here and see you, mate.
Just nifty.
Mum was on one, I tell you, this morning.
Really?
Oh, mate, Mum was really giving them heaps on the way out today.
Really?
Between Versailles and the calculators, yeah. Yeah, Mummy gave him a mouthful on the way
Mate,
out.
look, let's break Louis down. Is he a good guy?
He's a fantastic guy.
Does he know TikTok?
Yes.
He's sweet.
See?
He's going to be fine. What are you even worried about, mate? Just let him go.
Okay.
Get him on YouTube. And then
Thank you.
what about Darlie? Is she crafty?
She's crafty like me and my dad, so she'll always
Is she
be
on
fine.
TikTok?
Yeah,
She'll be fine.
she'll be fine.
Crafty and TikTok.
Yeah.
Nice and TikTok.
Yeah.
You
They can pivot.
Yes.
They know how to pivot.
Don't worry about the bloody
they'll be-
Versailles or whatever the fuck you're going on about.
Versailles.
All right, let's get into a secret.
Yep.
If you've got a secret and you want to share it on the podcast, all you have to do is either submit it through the description in the bio, or you can write them into us as well through the closed Facebook group.
Yep.
With all the redundancies happening at our company,
Oh, dear.
I've been casually dropping hints in meetings about certain staff struggling with the workload just to keep the heat off me.
Wow. Shit.
Well, because there's a lot of companies, corporate companies now that are just offloading, AI is taking everyone's job. So I guess it's probably a little bit like the Hunger Games in there,
I
right?
was just thinking that. Oh, that's so awful, but
But
get
wouldn't
it.
you do the same?
No.
You wouldn't.
No.
You wouldn't start throwing people under the bus just going, Kevin over here. Keep an eye on that one.
Yeah. You right, Kev? Surprised you made it to the staff meeting, mate. You look pretty fucking snowed under. Were you crying in the dunnies this morning, Kevin? I thought it was you. Here, you have half a muffin.
Look,
Cheer up.
yeah, you got kids to feed.
You got kids to feed, I know.
So you got to do what you
Yes.
got to do. And I mean, if you don't give a shit about Kevin, throw him under the bus.
I think I probably would spend more time sucking up than throwing someone else under, but maybe that's a mistake. Maybe
Is
that's
that
an
gonna
error.
work?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know.
If there's mass redundancies going on, what do you do? What's your strategy? Let's think of the great strategies here to
I've
work
never
through
lived.
these.
I don't even fully understand redundancy. Do you
Well,
know
it
what
just
I mean?
means that the title.
Don't they give you money?
Let's say, we were running a company,
Let's say. Okay.
and then we're running
we
a
are?
company. We're
Yeah,
running.
yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah,
well, I forget that.
What if we had to make Matthew redundant? Like, what if I got my Neil
So what that means,
and
right?
my Neil
is
was
that
a gun at everything
legally,
Matthew does?
right? So Matthew's job is to edit the audio of a podcast, right?
Yeah.
So what that would mean is that you found an AI to do that job, and you rely solely on that
Yeah.
AI to do it, and you can't. I don't think you can replace the redundant role again for like 6 or 12 months. So you basically
So I have to say the role is no longer exists.
required. Yes, but you can't. It's not like you can say, "Hey, you're redundant," and then go and hire your friend like a week later.
I can go hire Louis.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't do that. Right, but then I wouldn't do that.
So that's what's going on in these companies. They've got basically offloading all of these people,
Shit.
and those jobs are not there. So it's not like they're going to go and create new
But
jobs.
tell me this: don't you get money when you get
You
redundant?
do. You get like about 3 or 4 months or depending on how long you've been there. If you've been there for 20 years, you could get like a 12-month payout.
Yeah, that's.
I want one of them.
That's it. I'm always hearing about, so I got a redundancy, so I started this business, or I moved overseas, or so I always thought it was a good thing. I was thinking, fuck, I'd love one of them redundancies. They sound amazing. But it depends on how long you've been there.
Totally.
Shit. Okay.
But it would look, and this is the thing. There would be people listening to this podcast that are going through this at the moment. And
Yeah.
it's really horrible. It's a horrible feeling when you can see your peers going through that, and you can feel that wave of.
I was going to say, it
is
seems
coming
to
and-
me as though it's often rumoured about for a long time too. Like it creates this really stressful environment because people start to worry about redundancies. I guess you can see it
Well, you know,
coming,
like the
can't you?
big telcos like Telstra and all that, they've done mass redundancies before where they've
Yeah.
just like they've let 400 people go. I think it was the BBC or it was one of the big companies over in the UK. They did the same thing. They came out and they said, "We're letting 400 people go." Like 400 people going out into the workforce to then look for jobs. It's not great.
And it seems to me like redundancies oftentimes happen in shrinking industries. Like I'm thinking about my own industry, our industry. I'm thinking about TV and radio where it's like, well, it's not like you
Well,
can
we
go
saw
and-
like a month ago the project just got canned.
And so it's not like those people can go and get another job in the same industry because the jobs aren't there. Well, okay, you've given me perspective. Oh,
Hunger Games, mate. It's the only option. You've got to get in there and you've got to like,
Heavens.
fight for your. Yeah, it's not nice actually at all.
it's really not
So I'm
nice.
taking back what I said. Actually, that's not nice.
What did you say? Was so
Well, I
nice?
was saying just fuck Kevin and just throw him under the bus. Now I feel sorry. I feel really sorry for Kevin.
Feel sorry for everybody, but like you said, it's dog eat dog out there, mate. I mean, you've turned me right around. Now all of a sudden I'm like, yeah, I've heard a few things about Kevin. Give me a ring. DM me. I'll tell you a bit of shit about Kevin.
Okay, you know how some people stay in jobs, and you know that they're really shit,
Oh, yeah.
right? But then you think to yourself, how have they done that?
Yeah.
Now, it could be Kevin, and maybe he has evidence
that
on
guy.
somebody.
Yeah.
Do you think that exists in and I'm sure people listening right now would go, there's got to be this guy in my workplace that's got something on somebody to be here because
Yeah.
he's so shit. He's so shit.
Although we had a boss once in radio who, not you and I, but I mean, I had one and she was so shit.
Oh, I know who you're talking
You
about.
know who I'm talking about.
Oh, I know exactly who you're talking about.
I don't know if you know.
I think Sonia knows who you're talking about.
No, not that one. No,
Oh.
a previous one. Yeah, this is.
Oh, even shitter. Fuck,
Shitter.
that's even
So shit.
Jesus.
And but she was great at a presentation.
Ah.
Because it got to the point where everyone knew she was shit. Like, no one was hiding the fact that she's shit. And then some of the other execs leaked this information. Oh, she's really great at presentations. You should fucking see her in front of the board and the big boss and everyone.
It's called managing up, mate.
Yeah, right.
Not doing the job, just good at managing up.
Yeah, maybe Kevin's like that.
Well, I think the issue with the manager up guy or girl is that doesn't really work anymore in a world where it's moving into a digital world, because at the end of the day, if your data,
Data. I did not know data was going to come into this.
no,
Okay.
data's going to come into it, mate. Because if your data backs you up, you're fine.
Yes, true.
You can't just lick someone's asshole anymore.
Okay, that's a shame. You can on your own time,
Oh, mate, if you
but
want
you
it.
just mean not in the workplace.
Not in the workplace.
Yeah, right.
And also
got it.
get a wax before you get that shit
Yeah,
done,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
like-
yeah. Do your prep. I get it. Yeah. Okay.
But you know what I mean? You can't just do that anymore.
Okay. Well,
I don't think it's going to work for you anymore. People are going to say, well, where's your
where's your data?
data? Where are your runs on the
Oi,
board?
Kev.
Where are your runs on the board?
Where's your data? Let's have a go at your data, Kev.
Yeah.
Just whip up a quick PowerPoint of your data.
Because I'm sure there's people listening to this thinking, fuck Kevin.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Fuck Kevin. Yeah, I'm being soft. Okay, we've agreed. Fuck Kevin. Do we
How do
need
you
a new
fight?
I was going to say, do I need Rajesh to make a new folder? Fuck Kevin. Or no, perfectly understandable. I guess it pains me, but I do understand perfectly why you have to do that. So that's where it's filed. Shit.
And also look for another job or look for something else if you're feeling like that's going on.
Different
Like
sector.
get on Seek.
Just get on Seek. This is not SponCon, but good advice.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I used to hook up with a co-worker in the back stockroom at Officeworks.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, fantastic. Oh,
I did it once while a customer was printing photos right on the other side of the wall.
funny.
family photos.
Oh, yeah.
Getting
Brilliant.
who's printing photos?
I think I have in the past.
But like years ago.
No, not too long ago. You know, for Nan, you do this.
You print photos out?
Yeah, you print photos for Nan, whack them in a frame. It's a cheap present.
Yeah, okay.
You know, here's the kids.
And here they are rooting on the other side of the wall at Officeworks.
Yeah, wow. Those printers are always busy.
Hmm.
That printing area is always busy. Look, I love it. I mean, I don't have to think too hard on this one. This is
Right
not,
next to the reflex paper.
Yeah. Imagine what's in the storeroom. There'd be those desks that roll up
Stationery.
and down. all sorts of office chairs on wheels. That's fun. That'd be part of it. Just every time you go in there, just going, what's in here today? What surfaces are we dealing with today?
Yeah.
I love it. And look, no shade to Officeworks or the people who work there, but I can see how it could get a bit boring.
Yeah.
So if you could snaffle a route during your shift, I say go for it. Fill your boots. I love it. I mean, it's filed.
Because there's not many staff in those giant places either. Like,
No.
it's it's a big space. So
It is a
if
big
if you
space.
see the manager, go down one end, you've at least got a good few minutes in there to.
Also, on his lunch hour maybe,
Totally.
or maybe because they're open quite late. Maybe the manager's not there all the way up till closing. Maybe he is the manager. Maybe the person who sent us his secret is the manager. I mean, that's ideal. That's the perfect scenario.
HR at Officeworks is now going to be sending out an all-staffer.
They probably are too. Which one of you? They probably are. Oh, we've created a drama at Officeworks. It's going to be muffins cut in half.
Oh, fucking that's all right. How do you file that one?
I love it.
Yeah, all right.
Simple.
Let's get into our first audio secret for today.
I have 2 boys. I've been separated for 18 months. My boys are 3 and 5. And we've been doing, my ex-husband and I have been doing 50-50 for the last probably 12 months.
Amazing.
And he's just decided it's all too hard and he's up and left. And I'm so fucking tired. I'm so tired. I've got one boy who struggles to go to bed. I've got one boy who's up all through the night and up early in the morning. My house is always a mess. I only see my partner now when I'm asking him for help with the kids. I am so fucking tired. And I'm so sad for my boys. I haven't really had the conversation with them about it yet because they're so young and I don't know how to, and I'm so sad for them. And I know a lot of mums listening to this will understand just that heartbreak and that the fact that these guys can just get up and walk away and neglect their duties if they want to, but it's us mums who stay and we're tired and we work and we do all these things. I can't get my eyebrows done. I have fluffy eyebrows because when the fuck am I going to find the time?
I'm a fan of fluffy eyebrows.
No, you're not. Okay. He thinks he's a fan of all these things, but he doesn't really know what he's talking about. When she means fluffy, she means like, the wrong ones. Outside of where
Hot.
Oh, no, you don't get it. Anyway, that's not the point of any of this.
All right, yeah, sorry.
Girl, I get it. I get it. My twins were 3 when their father moved out. He sort of hovered around for a few years, but was never helpful. And then I think they were 9 when he absolutely disappeared. So I get all of that. Excuse me. All I can say to you looking back now, because they're 15 now, right? So they're very self-sufficient, but I do remember the exhaustion, the relentless, just feeling like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. You just sit there sometimes and you just think, there is no reprieve from this. This is like, there is no one to come and help. There's just no reprieve. This goes on for as far as I can see. But it does get easier. It does get easier as they get older. I mean, it sounds to me like you've got one that's not even in school yet. When they went to school, oh my God, that was amazing. They were gone all day and safe and sound and all that, I just felt like I had a new set of hands when I had 8 hours or 6 hours a day to lie down or...
I thought you were going to say work.
No,
Lie down.
initially it was about lying down and just looking at the ceiling, just going, fucking hell. Do your eyebrows,
Yeah,
just
those-
shit like that.
Yeah.
So it gets incrementally easier, and now I go, okay, this is actually quite easy compared to... I'm sure I've said this to you before, but I always compare everything to a night when they were 3 years old and they both had gastro. So I was up all night with these 3-year-olds with gastro. And to me, that is the hardest night of my life. It's the hardest night of parenting I've ever had. And so now I compare everything back to that. Is it as bad as that? No. Okay. I got through that. I can get through this. So
I think it's great now that people are speaking out so honestly and rawly about parenting and how hard it is. I don't know why, 10, 15 years ago, it was this thing that you don't talk about.
Oh, you know what? I think that was probably the dawn of the hashtag blessed bullshit movement.
To have kids.
Yeah, and when there were these women on social media trying to make out they were these perfect mums and they were hashtag blessed about every fucking thing. And, it's just so hashtag blessed to have these beautiful kids and they're the best thing I ever did. And fuck off.
Well, I saw Alex Cooper, who hosts Call Her Daddy, come out and basically say, look, I'm not having kids. We've had this discussion with my partner. I'm not doing this.
Yes. Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
I mean, come on.
What, she's blessed?
Yes.
Because she's making that decision beforehand?
Yeah,
but
she's got a partner.
But the thing is, she's in that age group now. I think she may be 29 or 30.
Yeah.
Where she would have felt like, that back in the day, there would have been that pressure to go, I've got to go and do that next step. And she's basically just come out on her platform and gone, look, you know what? I'm not doing that.
Also, don't be surprised if she does do it.
Eventually.
But what
30.
I'm saying is that the biological clock is very, very real. It sounds like a silly thing that was made up in the 50s, but it's actually very real.
And when is the biological clock over? When does that tick?
Menopause. Or...
So 45.
Yeah,
50.
I think so. I don't know, but I know that I just felt like, wow, this is real. And I've spoken to a lot of women who will coast through their 20s thinking, I don't know if I'll ever have kids. I'm not really interested. I don't know. Or they might think, no, I don't want them. Next minute, they're 32 and they just are obsessed with it. And it really is a biological hormonal.
Is it a FOMO as well? Is it a fact?
There can be a bit of that.
Is there what if I don't make this decision, I'm going to miss out on that feeling for the rest of my life?
Yeah, there can be a bit of that because as we've discussed, men can have babies for their whole lives, women can't. So, there's a bit of that. But I think even the staunchest woman who thinks, no, I don't need to be like everybody else, I'm not scared of missing out, oftentimes will get that primal twinge in her early 30s of like time's running out and I haven't done it. And then I think once you get over that hump, I've not met many women now who don't have kids and regret it, to be honest. Now, overwhelmingly, you hear women say, I'm glad I didn't do it. It's a hard decision, but I'm happy with my life. I don't know. You never know what people really feel and what they're saying and how much they match up, do you? But, look, it's hard. I can't stress enough for women, this is going to sound like the most sexist thing to say, but they can get up and leave whenever they fucking want and no one cares. Their family won't care, their friends won't care.
Do you think that no one cares? I think there's a lot of judgment around that. I think there would be a lot. Okay.
They'll just go, she's crazy.
How?
And then their family and their mates and their workmates and everyone will go, so sorry that happened to you, Greg.
Yeah, what's the ratio of shitty dads out there, do you think, that actually leave? Like, do you think it's a small percentage that get like this loud voice, or is it like is there a lot of dads real shit?
I think, again, I wish I had...
Is it a 50-50 scenario,
No.
80-20? What are we
be
talking
stats,
here?
And not stats about who's a shitty dad, but there'd be stats about dads, one-parent homes and all that kind of stuff. But even then...
Can we get someone out with a clipboard to do that survey? Just go up to...
Son, we're going to need a quick box pop if you can get down the street with a clipboard. Are you a shitty dad? Excuse me, sir, I'm just wondering, are you a shitty dad? What do I mean by that? Well, I've got a checklist here. Have you left your kids? How often do you see them? Ooh. Have you taken them on that monorail thing that's got no driver?
Hang on, this is the thing. What do we need to survey 1,000 people to get kind of a bit of a sample size?
Yeah,
right?
I suppose.
Let's do it. It can be a real survey.
I feel like anecdotally, when I was a kid, was a really bad time for shitty dads. Like, so I'm talking the 80s. I feel like that was a big period. You know what? Probably too. I know there was a revolution in Australia when the single mother's pension was invented.
Right.
And so a lot of women then felt as though they didn't have to adopt their babies out if they got pregnant and they weren't married. They thought prior to that they had to let their baby go.
Shit.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
And so because it was illegal, abortion was illegal too. So you could get an illegal abortion, very dangerous. So up until, I don't know, late 60s, early 70s in Australia, if you're an unmarried woman, you get pregnant, you pretty much have to give it up for adoption.
Wow. I did not know that.
Stat?
Give us a stat.
Shitty dads? Shitty dads?
85% of children who exhibit behavioural disorders come from fatherless homes.
Fatherless
85% of children with behavioural disorders come from fatherless homes.
And what are those disorders, do you think?
lots of things, to do with their emotion, the impact, abandonment issues. A mum who's probably not home a lot because she's got to work. She's out working. Mum's completely overwhelmed. So it's hard to keep a good relationship with your kids sometimes. Like you've heard this lady's voice we just heard. She's so exhausted. And I was like that for years, just on autopilot, just like, remember I told you, Louis told Darlie that he reckons I'm emotionally unavailable. And I thought that's probably because oftentimes when he comes to me...
You're podcasting.
I'm podcasting or... No, the truth is I'm lying in bed with the cats watching Top Chef. But I do not want to be disturbed. Okay? So, that's... And I really had to think, okay, I understand why
you can pause Top Chef.
I don't want to, but I don't want to. I just want to be left alone.
Well, that's perfectly understandable. There you go. I just did your own bloody file.
And I had to change. I had an attitude adjustment about when Louis comes in to waffle on about the
hit pause,
Versailles. Yeah, hit pause and just hear it out. And as boring as it is, but this lady. I just really want to focus and just say, look, it does get better. I know that's a shit thing to hear. Everyone probably says that too. Or you know what's the worst thing? When the old ladies say to you, you'll miss this when you're out with your little kids and you're obviously tearing your hair out and you're so exhausted, you're so overwhelmed. And some old lady will go, you'll miss this one day, and you want to fucking punch her in the throat.
I don't think my mum misses it at all.
No, I'm sure she doesn't.
But my mum wouldn't say that. My mum would go, my life's really great.
Old ladies say that shit to you all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Wait until, one day you'll have a very neat house, but it'll be very quiet.
How great.
How fucking amazing. And I'm sure the cats will still fight, love, so it won't be that quiet. But, And did you see someone posted a great video? Sorry, I know you're trying to wrap me up, but ages ago now on our Facebook page, someone posted this beautiful video of this lady with her mum and her auntie, and she was saying to them, what's your favourite memory of our childhood? And her mum said, when you went to college. And then it started this whole, she was like, what do you mean? And she goes, when you all went to college, that was my favourite part. She goes, so your favourite part of my childhood was when I left. Oh, yeah, absolutely, yep. And her auntie said the same thing. Yeah, when they all left. That was my favourite part.
Well, it makes sense to me.
Yeah, yeah, good.
All right, let's get into the final audio secret for today.
So just a couple of years ago, my husband and I decided to take the kids to Bali with the grandparents just because it had been, a long while with COVID locked inside. So we wanted to do something special. When we got there, we noticed that a lot of people were offering us drugs and, they're always offering my husband, women and all that sort of stuff. Anyway, because we took the grandparents with us, we were hoping that they would look after the kids just, so we could do some fun things together, we'll go out for dinner. That actually didn't happen because the grandparents they literally took it as a holiday and didn't really help us with the kids, which is fine. But it was exhausting. So just before we left to come back to Australia, my husband was asked whether he could go and see one of the ladies. And he had two women, Balinese women, give him a hand job, and he was fingering one of them and playing with the other one's tits as he was doing that, and then came home. So once he did that, he was waved off twice. He got off twice, and then came home and then fucked me as he was telling me all the gory details, which was quite a turn on.
Quite a turn on.
Can't help but feel like we've got two stories there. I mean, gee, the grandparents weren't helpful and didn't babysit much. Anyway, my husband did manage to pop out and, and see some ladies and he fingered, beg your pardon, and he got a hand job and then he came home and told her all about it and fucked her brains out. So it's not a bad holiday.
And then she liked it.
She loved it.
Right.
Yep, she loved it. So, that's cool. So it seems like the downside is taking the grandparents. That was the mistake. It seems to me.
Back when you were married, if you went to Bali and your husband came back in the door and said, oh, mate, I just had a bloody massage with the bloody...
Yeah.
I just fingered the lady in the... how would you go there?
I wouldn't have been turned on by it then, but I have changed a lot.
Would you be saying that at Waterbomb Park while you're lying down there around the pool?
Oh, boy. Well, you know, this is the other thing. You've got to get yourself a Balinese nanny to take your kids to Waterbomb Park so that your husband can go and finger people and you can get a leg massage, obviously, get your toenails done and be ready for him when he gets back to tell you all about it. So that's a rookie error. You don't take the grandparents to Bali. What a fucking waste of money. You can get a lady there to take care of them for $200 a week. So that's your childcare to free up your time. But it's funny now, I think it wouldn't worry me now.
Well, because you're not married.
No, but if I had a partner,
I'm just saying, the openness of the relationship sometimes really
I could have a very
surprises
open
me.
relationship now. I could have
Now.
a very, yeah, absolutely.
So you could be with a guy and he comes back and tells you all of this detail and you go, great, mate, how was it?
I think so.
Bloody hell.
Certainly, but I know, yeah, when I was married, no, I could never have done that. But now, these days, yeah.
Whatever goes.
I could, yeah, I could be a lot more open. Just don't bring anything home. Just don't give me anything. That would be my rule now.
Yeah.
I suppose that's my Tinder profile's coming together, isn't it? Just don't bring anything home. Don't give me anything.
All right.
Yeah.
How do you file that one?
I love it. I mean, I love that you managed to save the holiday, or your husband did. How creative. He's just thought at some stage, he's sitting on the balcony there and he's just thought, oh, this holiday sucks. We should never have bought my parents. They're really not helpful. They're just annoying, blah, blah, blah. I know what I'll do.
Hand job.
I'll pop out and grab myself a hand job real quick and then I'll come back and I'll tell old mate about it and we'll salvage this holiday. And it's worked. And I love it. What a great relationship.
All right, if you've got a secret you want to share it on the podcast, the link is in the description in the show notes. We'll catch you again tomorrow.